Hi everyone, it's Kiri here for Bramble Fox, and I have a brand new layer using the fabulous June Fox box. I'm using the Here and Now black title and a number of other elements for the Fox box, and I'm also using the paper snips number 75 and Fox cut number 119, the stitching one, and they both come with the Fox box plus subscription. So I have pulled out as a paper collection. This is Pretty Little Studio. You Are My Sunshine. I love all the bright colours, and they matched perfectly with the coloured perspectives in the June Fox box. So I was like, yeah, this is just what I need to use. So it's one of those 12 by 12 paper backgrounds that has like sort of decorative elements on it versus it being just one sheet of a pattern. And but I do like to add a little bit of dimension to those sections, that top and bottom section. So I've pulled in some of the little border scallop borders and pieces to add to that those two sections to create a bit of feature, because I want to draw the attention to the photos at the top, which I've mounted the large photo, and then I've got the four small photos, and the two of them I'm just adding to the two perspective frames in the coral and the yellow. There is a third one in the Fox box, but I didn't use that one. So I'm just using that as a frame for two of the small photos, and then my other two small photos I'm just going to leave as is, and I'll just raise those actually on foam pads. So paper snips. This is number 75, and as I said, it comes with the Foxbox Plus subscription in June. And I love this one. It's full of like clouds and butterflies and there's little journaling spots. It's brilliant. So and again, colours work perfectly. So I am fussy cutting some clouds, some butterflies, and I think I fussy cut a heart as well. The camera. Yeah, there we go. I've got them all. And what I really liked is I've got the black butterfly and then the camera with the black gingham as well, because I've got a black title there. Now I've got on my background, there is a bit of black stitching, but I really just wanted to bring in a bit more to the layout, to the clusters. So the black gingham butterfly and the black gingham camera were perfect. So, right, okay, getting my photos stuck down. So, center one, the large square, I am raising on foam pads. And as I said, I will raise the two small ones on foam pads, and obviously the ones with the frame I will stick down, because I've already got that lovely dimension from the two frames. So, yeah. Um, So I'm creating, it's almost like, it's a bit different actually. It's almost a bit like a grid, if you like, but a small grid, like in a different way. Again, I'm adding multiple photos, which I'm really enjoying doing. Since I sort of started doing that, crikey, over a year, maybe 18 months ago. And I've just been doing more and more of it. I'm finding that I'm just able to tell more of the story by getting more photos onto a layout versus having loads of photos from from something, from an event or a holiday, and then you just never end up scrapbooking them because you're only adding a couple to a layout. So this way it feels like I can really capture an event, and that's done by just adding more photos to the layout and just being creative with the way that you're doing it. So yeah, so this was actually very recent. It was the Easter weekend, and we went to visit our two godsons, Freddie and Charlie. And we always have a lovely weekend when we go down to see them, and obviously their mum and dad. Um, they live down near Bath, so it's a lovely part of the world. So yeah, we've gone out for a bit of a walk with the dog into Corsham Court, so which is lovely. There's lots of green space, which is great for the dogs, and it was really lovely. And as you can see from the photos, lots of beautiful blue sky, which is always perfect when you want to take some snaps. So yeah, so that's my photo. So that's sort of really, I've captured almost, my day there, which is great. Okay, so where am I at? I've got those little scallop borders and rickrack borders stuck down. I have curved the edges up slightly on the borders because I never really like to stick anything down completely flat. I've got that little tag there, and I've just trimmed it down slightly. And then here's how I'm adding a little bit more black again. So I'm bringing it into that bottom cluster. Um, and I'm just threading some black embroidery thread through the top, because you can never have a naked tag, can you? So I'm just adding that in, and then yeah, that gives me that little pop of black down in that bottom cluster that I'll be creating shortly. So I'll just take those ends down on the back so that they don't show. And there we go. And that'll create a nice little base really for the square perspective. So the floral square and the butterfly square. Now I've got the stencil here. It's great. It's a stitching stencil, which is brilliant if you don't really like hand stitching or you don't have a machine or anything like that. So I've actually used the stencil with a marker, like with a pen. So it's not too fine. And I'm actually just adding a bit of stitching detail to those scallop borders. So I do that down the bottom because there's already a bit of stitching detail on the actual pattern. So this just really enhances that. So add a little bit more. And I do add some cross stitches. So yeah, that comes up, I think. So sorry, the video just went a little bit odd there. Hopefully it is okay. So I will now get the butterflies stuck down. What I've done here actually is I wanted to back these because I felt that they sort of got a bit lost sat on the tag there. So I'm just giving them a little bit of a backing in a similar colour pattern paper, just so that they sit off a little bit more, and yeah, makes it easier to see the detail in them. So yeah, so I've got the two of them there backed. Bring in some clouds. I've got the little camera. These are all from the paper snips. I've got clouds at the top as well, so repeating that element at the top and the bottom. Then I've got the butterflies, and I've got the two perspective butterflies that also come in the June Fox box, in the mint and the coral. And yeah, I can start to get these elements sort of stuck down. So my Here and Now title, which is one of those titles that's great for anything, honestly. And if you struggle sometimes with titles, a lot that come with the Fox boxes are brilliant. So I think in this June Fox box, there's another one. There's Photo Op and there's Easy Breezy. So really lovely. And there's June as well. So every month there is the month. So whether it's April, May, June, etc., you get what I mean. So yeah, for June, obviously it's June. So yeah, that just helps, add a title. It just helps coming up with a title actually quite easy. Okay, just layering elements down, getting the butterflies on, that little black gingham one, which is I love. It was really perfect actually, just adding that all that sort of like little bit of extra black detail down that bottom. Now with the perspective butterflies, which I did after I finished the video, I did actually decide that I wanted to add a little butterfly trail to them. So I do actually hand stitch that onto with the two butterflies. So I do that with the mint on the right and then the coral butterfly over there on the left. And that actually, again, brings in a bit more of that black, so which worked really well with the collection. And then I'm just going to bring in some enamel dots in and some of the colours, the sort of tealy blue, it's like a reddy orange and a yellow, which match nicely. So yeah, that just worked perfectly. And then that's my layout almost done. I will add some journaling, of course, below my title. And as I said, I will add that stitching off camera, but you'll see that in the close-ups in just a moment. Here we go. And there's the cute little butterfly trails that I backstitched. Very easy. Yeah. Anyway, here are some of the detail shots. I hope you've enjoyed watching the process video, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.